I got to figure out a way to grow 3 years worth of food here on a planet where nothing grows.
Well, Grandma, what did you think of The Martian?
I thought it was absolutely fabulous. You probably already know this, but when the space program was underway, I really, really would have wanted to be an astronaut. But of course, at that time, there was no such thing as a female astronaut. And of course, it was only a dream, but I would have loved it. You know, I think the whole film was a tribute, a hymn, a salute to how inventive and creative human beings can be and will be and will always be. But our Martian was a prime example of that. He used all of his skills, all of his training, all of his ingenuity to be the first Martian. And the filmmakers let us follow every step of his adventures.
So what was good about it?
Oh, yes, all of that.
What was good about the movie?
What was good? All of that. All of that above. And Matt Damon was the perfect choice. You know, the writers were very good with what he said as he was narrating his log. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is what and showed the humor. What does a man do? What does a human being do when they're totally alone? Well, one of the things you can do was shown by our Martian. You can work every day. You can show the humor of the situation if such a thing occurs. You can be proud of yourself when you have solved the problem. Okay, this is going to be all right. And show how wonderful human beings at their best can be. And I think this film did a superb job of that. I was thrilled by the whole film. It was wonderful. And all the supporting characters were good too. You know, of course, your focus is on the man who's stranded on Mars. What a scenario that is. What did you think, non-scientist?
Well, that's true. I'm not a scientist. Whoa. It was a very, very good movie.
Ridley Scott do what he...
Ridley Scott, again, he did a great job. I mean,
yes.
In this particular situation, the attention to detail that he brings to, his films,
and he allowed it
really helped.
He not only did he do it, but he allowed us to see what this would entail.
Mm-hmm. And then, again, the way he used the 3D, we saw it in 3D, and again, it was it very much helped the movie. It's been one of those cases where it's an advantage to have it in 3D and see it in 3D, I think, because you brought the Martian landscape to life, space to life.
Planet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The red planet. You were not left in any doubt as to what the scientists think Mars looks like.
And while he was certainly the focus of the film and what he was doing, you could really say this movie was a nerd fest all the way through, because he wasn't the only one solving problems. They had people solving problems all through this movie. Scientists were being used to solve problems to get him back all the way through. And again, you go into this particular film, and you're sort of thinking that they're going to get him back. You wouldn't
But
think
you're not
that.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, they create.
It wasn't a given.
Well, because and again, everything is based on science.
Absolutely.
So
This is possible.
yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility of something going wrong, and stuff go wrong all the time in this film.
But every time they come up with a new idea, it was underlined. This is possible. This is something that could happen, and this is what, in this instance, we decide to do. It is possible. Yes.
Yes, and again, the chances were against him from the very beginning, and again, you go into the film, being it's a Hollywood film. They're not going to intentionally set out to make a film where he's going to die and everybody's going to be sad. So
up to the very, very end, you're not really positive.
Yeah, you really
you're
aren't
not
sure.
really sure.
And it's. I don't think it's spoiling anything for anybody who hasn't seen the film to basically say, well, he does survive, because again, you're going to guess that he survives, but it's how he survives, how they come up with solutions to all these different problems, to have somebody stranded on Mars.
The entire scientific community came together.
Yes. Now, again, it was a very interesting film. Again, you're really wondering all through it how in the world are they going to solve these problems. But again, it's quite entertaining. Again, Matt Damon and how he goes through his days and everything. Again, he's able to keep you involved and interested in him and what's going on.
And to show that a human being could maintain his sanity.
Look, and he had advantages that none of us would have, and that he had a skill set, and
he wouldn't be there if he didn't have it.
Again, he had but even with that, you sort of put yourself in his position and think, what would you do? How would you solve these problems? How would you do it in that situation where you're all by yourself?
Would you be able to withstand the loneliness?
Right.
And one of the things he did, of course, was to tell us what he was doing, and his daily log that he did to support, to report to anyone who might possibly hear his log later.
Well, that's the scientist in it,
Yes,
the scientists.
But that is also
do that for posterity.
You're talking. Loneliness can be really depressing and damaging to a human being. I mean, we survive by interaction with each other. It's very important to have other people, and is one of the things that helped him stay positive was that he talked to someone. He talked to someone, to all of us out there. If I had more than 2 thumbs, I'd put out all of them.
Because you really liked it.
I really, really liked it. I love the space program, and I wish we were still, pursuing the kinds of things that they show are possible there. I'd love to see us go to Mars and stomp around there. I really would.
Well, I think you're right, and it's really a good movie, and everybody should see it. It's I don't think I could change a thing in it. It was perfect all the way through.
I agree.